And I'm joined in studio by a friend of the program, Mr. Brian Altunian. He is the CEO of WOWIO Incorporated. Brian, it's always a pleasure having you in the program.
Thank you, Don. Good to be back.
Now, I specifically invited you on a program this week because I know there's some big things brewing with WOWIO, alliance acquisitions. Why don't you fill us in?
Sure. We've been, they usually say that summer's one of the toughest times out there for companies looking to raise money, but luckily we've had some great success, and so on both fronts. I'll talk about Alliance first. Alliance is a startup, a business development company. We incubate early stage startup companies, something that I've had a lot of experience with. We've taken a lot of companies out to the public market over the years, and so Alliance really was organized to do this for companies, build good, strong companies with great stories in a big market, and take them out to an exit, whether that's a public market exit or an acquisition. And so we spent quite a bit of time building the equity base, and now we actually we're in the last stages. We're looking for a signature today or tomorrow on about a $7 million debt financing deal, which brings a significant amount of capital in. It triggers a bunch of other equity plays for us. So big financing opportunity for Alliance acquisitions, and gets us on our path to also take Alliance out to the public market. So I'm very excited about that.
That is great.
Yeah, that's great.
That is great. I keep reminding me when we talk about Alliance acquisitions, or when I even go back and we talk about WOWIO as a company, right. And I remind myself that 3 years ago we debuted WOWIO's website on this program,
right.
And it was an exciting period of time. But I look at the progress you folks have made in that space during that period of time. It's really remarkable.
Well, thank you. It's not been without challenges. The nice thing is that and I think that formulaically this is what we look for, are opportunities where the market is emerging, or it's an emerging or growth market. And so we had the foresight to look into the digital distribution of content and look at the ebook distribution space. We had some significant patent IP in that space, and so we really pursued that path. The nice thing is when the market actually does change to accommodate the companies, to validate the company's business strategy. So for WOWIO too, we've done a few rounds of private financing. We've now closed a deal with an investment bank based down in the San Diego area, a company called Viewpoint Securities, and we are now they've signed on to do a formal institutional raise for us and take us out to the public market for WOWIO. But the interesting thing, Don, is that we spent a lot of time on the over-the-counter market over the last couple of years with a lot of the companies we've been involved in, and it's a great market for early-stage development companies. It's you get out there in the space, you're able to raise a bit of capital, you're able to then execute on your plan. But the new emerging market for early-stage companies is now the new NASDAQ BX Venture Market. And so we are aggressively pursuing that as a first window exit for WOWIO. And so Viewpoint Security is going to help us get to that point. So that's also very exciting stuff. So great progress on that.
Another thing I find remarkable about what you folks are doing is about the time that you launched WOWIO is about the time that the economy just went south.
It's true.
And what it forced you to do, though, was run a company on a lean and mean scale from the very beginning. So as things now are starting to come back alive and we're seeing signs of recovery, that just has to make you that much more formidable.
It gives us, rather than sort of bouncing off the ground, it's almost as if we're bouncing off a trampoline.
Right.
And you're right. And we find with early stage companies that successful companies and successful entrepreneurs are those who can be resourceful, who aren't just looking to I've heard you make many op-ed pieces here on the show about the economy and how you survive during a down economy. You can't be on the dole all the time. You have to find a way to be resourceful and find a way to take advantage of what's available to you. It's why we like the public market, because it gives us access to capital. But more importantly, in this particular case, now as the economy is turning and our market's starting to grow, it's a great spot for WOWIO to now step up into the spotlight.
We've been doing this show for almost 16 years, and I like to crow about successes. I'm not going to let you out of here without giving you the opportunity to crow about one more. Now, you used to come on this program and talk about Platinum Studios, their stock symbol PDOS.
Right.
This weekend's a huge weekend for Platinum Studios. The movie Cowboys and Aliens, which is your movie, is going out, what 3,500 theaters, 4,000 theaters?
It's huge.
It's worldwide.
Huge, yeah,
I mean, you got Daniel Craig, you got Harrison Ford, huge cast. John Favreau's a director, directed Iron Man. Right. You've got to be so thrilled that this has got to this level.
Yeah, without a doubt. And when I was COO of Platinum, my whole goal in architecting the public market exit was to, create an awareness campaign for the market to see the value of the intellectual property in Platinum's library. Tremendous library. And I always knew and was very cognizant of the fact that if we had a major event, that it was actually going to broaden that awareness, and we get a lot of valuable eyeballs onto this, onto this valuable portfolio. And so this movie, without a doubt, I mean, with Steven Spielberg and Ron Howard executive producing, and the team that did Star Trek and Transformers as a production, the production entity, Kurtzman Orsi, it's a phenomenal thing for Platinum Studios. I'm thrilled. It's been the culmination of what my dream was. And for me, because I like the early stage companies, I'm no longer on the board and not involved in the operations. I'm still a shareholder and I'm still a fan. But it is exactly what I set out to accomplish with all of the companies that we build. It's thrilling. I'm going to the world premiere. They're premiering on Saturday night at Comic-Con. 3,000 people. I think from the reviews that we've heard so far, the response is phenomenal. To be clear, it's DreamWorks and Universal's picture. Sure. So I'm hoping that DreamWorks and Universal has phenomenal success. As a rights holder for Platinum, the opportunity to participate in sequels and merchandise and licensing and all the back end stuff could really be significant for the company. If the movie does well, and so we're keeping our fingers crossed that the movie does well. They've done a phenomenal job of marketing it. That's for sure. Nobody doesn't know about Cowboys and Aliens coming out.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to be like those three monkeys: hear no evil, see no evil, not to have known that this movie's coming out this week. Again, Brian Altunian, WOWIO Incorporated. Congratulations on everything. Thanks for joining us again.
Thank you, Don.